In this video, I will be playing Pokemon Emerald Rouge, but I can only use Fairy-type Pokemon. Here's how it went. So I started with a Tapu Bulu, and I found a Klefki that I caught and I named Keys. I also found a Mimikyu that I caught and named Dreb.
That's what the mask is! I think you're a f***ing, alright?
Small selling spree. Battled the Experience Lady to get the rest of the team up to level, and the first gym leader just happened to be Giovanni and his ground types, which Tapu Bulu was able to destroy without effort, and that is our first gym badge acquired. The next patch of grass I found a Dedenne, which I caught and I named Thunderman. Also found and caught a Carbink, which I named Oolong. Next gym leader was Watson and his electric types, and so I had Dreb use Swords Dance and Shadow Sneak, but then Dreb went down to Tapu Koko.
No! God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
So then I sent out Keys to take care of the Tapu Koko, and then I had to swap to Oolong to take out the Charjabug and the Tynamo. And that is Gym Badge number 2 acquired. Back-to-back gyms, this time up against Chuck, and Bulu was able to take out the Phalanx with a Grass Gem-powered Hornleech. Then I swapped to Thunderman to kill the Combuskin using Parabolic Charge, and she then did the same against the Cubfu and the Mienfu. And that is Gym Badge number 3, acquired. We then found a Milcery that I caught and I named Whirl. Immediately after that, we found a Floette that I caught and I named Peony. I immediately gave Whirl a Cherry Berry, leveled her up once, and got a blue Alchemy.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy.
I then found a Mimikyu, which I caught to replace Keys with, and I named the Mimikyu Damascus, cuz...
That's what the mask is!
And he got real big.
Another selling spree.
Now we have the 4th gym leader being Sabrina. I had Damascus set up a Swords Dance, and then he proceeded to rip through every Pokemon sent out. This went exactly according to... Oh. Yeah, no, that seems fair. I had to send out Bulu to kill the Mewtwo using 2 Hornleeches, but that is the 4th gym badge acquired. If you ask me, that's pretty cool. Next, we found a Mawile, which I caught and I named Mouth.
Friend, he's my pal. He's my homeboy, my rotten soldier. He's my sweet cheese, my good time boy.
The next gym leader is Roxanne and her rock types, which is absolutely perfect for us because Bulu was able to rip through everything with Hornleech with only a little bit of trouble against Probopass. And that is our 5th gym badge acquired. Back-to-back gyms, and we're facing the Flying-type gym leader, Faulkner. We lead with Thunderman, taking down the Honchkrow. Then he sends out a Rayquaza, so we just keep spamming Parabolic Charge, but we get hit with an extreme speed, and that takes down Thunderman. I had to send out Oolong to stack up Hardens, and after a mix between Reflect, Constant Healing, and I mean constant healing, and Body Press, I was able to kill the Rayquaza. And with that exact strategy, I was able to take out the rest of Falconer's Pokemon, getting us the 6th gym badge. I then did a strong trainer battle, which allows me to take a Pokemon from the person that I'm battling. In my case, it ended up only being Water and Dark types, so I wasn't able to take anything from Archie.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
The next gym leader so happens to be Norman. He sends out a Giraffe Rig, so I have Bulu set up with a Swords Dance, and then Bulu is able to Hornleech all of the Pokemon that Norman sent out, absolutely tearing through his team with ease. And that is our 7th gym badge acquired. See that little box? That little box is a symbol for the Pokélab, which allows me to resurrect one Pokemon that I previously released and or had faint. And in this case, I decide to take Thunderman, that being the only option I could take, and they are exactly as the same that they were before. This next gym battle is up against the Bug-type gym leader Bugsy, and I'm going to warn you now, it is not a pretty one. I sent out Peony trying to deal some good damage, but Peony got too low, so I sent out Mouth to take a couple Iron Heads and kill the Wormadam using Crunch. And out comes a Pheromosa, which killed Mouth using a high jump kick. Not knowing who to send out, I look through the list of my Pokemon and I decide to send out Whirl and set up Substitute. Then I was able to kill the Pheromosa using Draining Kiss. Bugsy then sent out Ninjask, which Whirl was able to get a lot of good damage on, but then they swapped to Araquanid, which actually was able to kill Whirl using liquidation. Next I sent out Thunderman to not only kill the Arachnid, but also the Ninja. And after that, they sent out a Rabombi, which I had Thunderman stay out for and do a lot of damage, but they sent out too many Quiver Dances and they were able to kill with a Bug Buzz. Then I was able to win with my regular strategy of Harden and Body Press.
What the fuck?
And somehow, with half of our team dead, we were able to get our 8th gym badge. That was hell. I picked up Thunderman again, and now it is time for our first Elite Four battle. Our first Elite Four battle is up against Will, the Psychic-type leader. So I sent out Bulu and stacked up a bunch of Swords Dances, and then attacked all of his Pokemon with a Horn Attack and Horn Leech to get the victory. And that is the first Elite Four member down. The next Elite Four member is Koga, and he sends out a Toxicroak, and I realized that there's not much I can do here, so I had to let Bulu go down to a Sludge Bomb. I knew that my best bet was to send out Oolong and set up a Reflect, and then I could do my Body Press strategy. So I stack up a whole bunch of Hardens, and when I finally do hit Toxicroak, I get it to such low HP that they decide to pivot, and I have to heal. After a couple of unlucky turns and just some really bad playing on my part, sadly Oolong goes down to a critical hit and to some leftover poison damage. Thinking that the battle was over, I sent out Peony and just stacked up a bunch of Calm Minds. But then I realized that I might be able to win if I stall for a couple more turns to get Peony to a good amount of HP, then I can not only kill the Victory Bell, but also the Toxicroak with the Moonblast. Then Amoonguss gets sent out and I get hit with a Clear Smog, but I am still able to kill the Amoonguss. Worried that I'm in a bad situation, I do start to stack up Calm Minds again, and that does result in me having to heal a couple more turns, but inevitably I do take down the Roserade with 2 Moonblast. With 2 Pokemon left, he sends out his Weezing, and so I use this as an opportunity to heal, and the Weezing uses Memento. So I swap out Thunderman to take care of his last Pokemon, the Slowbro, using Parabolic Charges, and I actually win, due to some miracle. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, you old man. And that is 2 Elite Four members down. I get Mouth back. I did another Strong Trainer battle, only to realize that it was a Fighting type one. Oh, I immediately knew I wasn't going to get any new Pokemon, so I just had Peony absolutely destroy everything in her sight with Moonblast. The next Elite Four member happened to be Bruno, which would have been perfect if I didn't lead Mouth, who no longer is resisted to Fighting type moves due to her Steel typing. So I had Mouth take down as many Pokemon as she could when she finally went down to a Marshadow, and I was able to swap to Peony and knock out all of his other Pokemon. And that is the 3rd Elite Four member down, only 1 more to go. Now it is time for the last Elite Four member. Knowing that it's going to be Lance and his Dragon/Flying types, I lead Peony, stack up a couple Calm Minds, and destroy everything in my path with Moonblast. And that is the 4th and final Elite Four member down. Now it is time for the champion. Real quick before the champion, I found a Rabombi that I caught and I named Ribon. Oui, a croissant is a first stereotype. And in this case, the champion ends up being Blue. I send out a Scizor and I immediately think that I'm doomed due to the Steel Bug typing resisting Fairy type moves. Bonk goes down to a double hit, but Peony was able to take down the Scizor with just a Moonblast. Then they were able to take down the Flareon, Executor, Umbreon, Zapdos after 2, and the Kingdra. And that is the video over. Or at least it would seem like that. In actuality, there's one more boss after the champion that I like to call the Titan. The Titan is a boss harder than the champion that could be anywhere between Professor Oak or it could be Red. Right before that, we were able to get Mouth back and we get something called the Shuffle Curse. And a curse is something that you get from the Poke Lab as a punishment for reviving a Pokemon. Now we go on to the Titan, and in our case it just so happened to be Red. We were lucky enough to lead Peony, so we set up a bunch of Calm Minds and then we hit the Seismitoad with a Giga Drain. The next Pokemon out is an Azelf, which I also killed with a Giga Drain. After this is an Urshifu, which means that I had to use Moonblast. After Urshifu is Xurkitree, and I get super unlucky and get paralyzed and confused 3 times in a row, but I do end up killing with a Giga Drain. After Xurkitree is Basafahafahanalon, but all it does is use Trick, so we were able to kill with a Moonblast. After that is a Wormadam, which gets absolutely destroyed by a Moonblast.
That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And that is the challenge. I've beaten all 8 gym leaders, all 4 Elite Four members, the champion, and the Titan using only Fairy-type Pokemon, with the final team of Peony the Florges, Thunderman the Dedenne, and Mouth the Mawile. I hope you enjoyed the challenge. This took a lot longer to produce than I thought it would because I'm using a new editing software. But yeah, I need you to like the video and click that subscribe button. If you ever stop liking the videos, you can always unsubscribe. And I also need you to do me the favor of hitting that notification bell. You'll get a notification every time a new video goes live. Speaking of going live, as of this video being uploaded, I am more than likely live on Twitch. Why don't you go check me out at twitch.tv/pinkbears07, and just for you who are a little bit skeptical of the entire video, even though everything was laid out in front of you, I get it. Here is the proof that I got the Fairy Master badge in Pokemon Emerald Rouge. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I truly do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you somewhere sometime. Peace.